Hello, guys. Yep, we're back. Welcome to the trucking show must go on. Anyway, so we're gonna continue this series about how to be a truck driver. And last video I talked about um, roadmaster. Okay, picking up a driving school. So I'm just talking here about my experience with roadmaster. So I made a video about them. Pretty good, guys. If you decide to go to roadmaster, it's not a bad choice. It's a good choice. Okay. All right. So after Roadmaster, I picked Covenant Drive. So I want to talk about Covenant. I'm sorry. I keep calling it Covenant Drive. It is Covenant Transport. Covenant Transport out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. All right, that's a big company. They're pretty good. As soon as you go there, they are gonna expect you. You have to be a team. Okay, you have to team up with somebody. So okay, let's talk about when I first got there. So I applied to them when I was a roadmaster. As soon as I got done, uh, they were like, "Okay, you're ready to go for orientation." So I decided to go home first, spend a little time with my family for a week, and then go to the orientation. So since I live in Montana, it was closer for me to go to Pomona, California. Um, they were willing to pay for a bus for me to get there. So I did. I packed up light. They're gonna tell you the things you're gonna need. So follow the instructions. So I'm not gonna tell you right now what you need and stuff like that. Just do what they say. All right. All I can recommend you is not to pack too much stuff because you're not gonna need a lot of stuff, guys. Keep it practical. Keep it simple. Remember, keep it simple, stupid. So you keep it simple, and guys, please don't get angry because I said I'm calling you stupid because I'm not. It's just the saying, right? All right. So I went to Pomona, California on a bus. A really rough ride, guys. That was hard. From Montana to Pomona, California, it was a long way. Anyways, made it there. They put me in a hotel room. Very nice. It was a very nice place. Okay, Pomona was beautiful. Good hotel room, and it was great. They feed you there. They give you. They don't give you breakfast, but you get the breakfast at a hotel, and then you get a lunch when you go to orientation. So orientation lasts about, I believe it was 8 hours a day, something like that. Okay, and it lasted 5 days. Okay, so they tell you 3 days, but guys, it's gonna be 5 days. You're in a classroom, and you're gonna meet a lot of people. You get to meet um, everybody there. It's pretty fun. They're going to test you, but since you just got off of school and you just did your permit and then you went to school for all this driving stuff, and this stuff should be fresh in your head. So, but I recommend you before you get there, while you're taking your time off at home, to just kind of remember this stuff. All right, go through it again because when you get there, they're gonna test you. Pretty easy stuff. You should know it. Um, so they got that stuff. You start filling up all kinds of paperwork, and they want you to watch a lot of their videos. And yeah, it's a little boring, but you gotta go through it. All right. Right out of the bat, they're gonna do a drug test. Guys, keep it clean. Don't do drugs. Don't do it. All right. Don't do it because as soon as you get there, the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna piss test you. All right. It's not a hair follicle. It's just piss test. I do not know if to do hair follicles now, so you know, don't believe me right now. But for sure, just keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean, all right? Do not do drugs. You're gonna become a professional driver. Don't do drugs, all right? So, anyways, that includes marijuana. All right. So, unfortunately, it's a drug. Anyways, drug test. They test you with all their stuff that whatever, this and that. They're gonna help you out. You're gonna fill out paperwork. They are going to want to know if you know how to do logbooks, so you get a little test on that. They teach you how they want to do things. All right, every company wants to do things different ways, and that whole week you're gonna learn how they want the whole system to go. They're gonna teach you how to use their EOD systems and things like that. All right, so pretty simple stuff, fun. You're gonna meet some people, and that's when you get a chance to meet. other drivers that are there, so you can team up with them. If you don't like the people that are there with you in orientation, they can match you up. All right, you will talk to them and they'll match you up with somebody, but you do have to have a teammate. All right, so the next, I think the next day or 3 days after that, I believe the next day, you're gonna do a road test. You do a road test and you do back and maneuver test. Um, just simple stuff. Back it up. You know, they want you to back up to a parking spot. They want you to do a 90-degree back in, straight back in. Okay, they want to know if you can back up. All right, with cones and everything like that. Pretty simple stuff. They want you to do a little road test. So basically, you're fresh from school, so you should know stuff. You should be all right. Okay, they do give you a few chances if you fail to redo the stuff again, but you know, the main thing they worry about is if you're clean. All right, it takes about 2 3 days for the lab's result to come back for the drug test, and then obviously make sure that you can actually handle driving the truck. Okay, right after that, you will be assigned a instructor. You will be going on the road for 2 weeks with an instructor. All right. So, anyways, you go 2 weeks with an instructor, and it's you and the instructor, or if you already find a teammate, it's you, the instructor, and a teammate. And it gets a little tight there, but that's what happened to me. Okay, it was three of us, and you know, you'll see, you'll see how it gets. So, okay. Anyways, you drive, and the instructor will be testing you the whole time and explaining to you how to do the job, blah blah blah, this and that. All right. After you come back from there, it's not over yet. All right, you may, I think, yeah, you'll end up in Chattanooga, Tennessee after that because that's the main terminal. You're gonna end up there, and they're gonna test you again. All right, and I love that. That was for my first experience. I loved it because I talked to other people they went with Warner and U.S. Express. They did not had the test that I had with Common and Drive. They take you to something called the top of the hill. Yeah, and you go up there, and yes, it's the top of the hill of a mountain, and they have a circuit, you know, for you to go through. You're going 3 mile an hour, anyways. It's sand, guys. It's nothing but sand, and if it rains, it's gonna be mud. All right, and if it's winter time, it's gonna be snow. So it doesn't matter what time it is of the year or what season, you know, you're gonna do that, and you're there. That's another week. That's another week. It's gonna be them testing you again with more tests, like written tests, pretty simple. And then you're on a truck with somebody, and which is another student, and the instructors are outside, and you got to go through the circuit. You, they want you to not hit the cones. You got to go in between trailers, and then the next one will be backing up. So right after you get off the truck with the instructor, you're gonna sign up. He's gonna the instruct you and the instructor, and the instructor's gonna sign you up for that test. And the first thing you do is a backing maneuver, okay? And they want you to do a 45 degree backing maneuver. All right, you get in there, and then after that, it's a road test. Then you go top of the hill, top of the hill. Then they do the circuit that I'm talking about. It's pretty fun. I don't want to spoil anything, so you know, have fun doing it because I did, and it was cool. All right, and then they do different type of backing maneuvers, straight backing maneuvers into a hole, a 180 backing maneuver into a hole. I want to say a hole is a parking spot, right? And parking between trailers, in a 70-degree angle, backing maneuvers, 90 degrees, things like that. It's easy, guys. After a week, you should be done. There is another test, which is the virtual test with you sit on this. They have like three screens and stuff, and you sit and do the simulators. It's a truck. It's a truck simulator. You sit there and you drive the truck. And for you guys that will have a restricted license, and when I said restricted license, it's some of the schools will be restricted to only automatic. All right, so I recommend not to go to a restricted school and to learn how to drive. Manual. It's the best thing to do. All right, it's the best thing to do. I I was restricted. My license was restricted. It sucked. But then later, moving on to Montana, Montana does not allow to have restricted license. So when I redo my license there, which is just renew it, and because I moved from